Hi guys and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing MotoGP 21 and we are here in the twin ringer Motegi for round 15 of our career mode, and it's time for the hashtag Japanese GP. So here we go then, on board the Aprilia RSGP, and I'm disappointed to say I've got the racing line on for this particular objective because I have to do the development test. You guys know me well. If I could turn it off, I definitely would, but for some reason I have to have it on this particular development test. Hopefully I can achieve the development test straight away and get rid of it so I'll never have to see it again, because I find it tremendously annoying and tremendously off-putting to trying to churn out the fastest lap times. But already up into the first split, up by 84 thousandth of a second. I'm going to get really close to the rear of Miguel Oliveira on board the factory KTM. So a bit of a mess going into the right-hander there. Now for the right-hander once again for turn 6 for the 130R. And there's a strewn motorcycle just left in the middle of the track there. No yellow flags that I can see. That is a bit bloody dangerous if I do say so myself. But never mind, back on it straight away. Hashtag on it like Sam Lowe's. And we'll get onto the left-hander for the 9th corner as we go into it very gently. The AI tend to go a little bit wide there and lose a bit of time, so it'll be worthwhile noting that for the Grand Prix if we need to make some would-be lunges in that corner. But now onto the right-hand side for the very difficult hairpin curve of turn 10 here in Motegi. Bring on the acceleration with power setting 3 enabled, and we're up by 3.5 tenths of a second. That is good to know, as we'll now need to get it perfect going into the right-hander here. Super tight on the brakes, super firm on the rear front, and all brakes, if any. We'll go on the left-hand side. Can we get it nice and tight without touching the rumble strip? Sometimes it does throw you off a little bit, had to get a little bit bouncy and curvy with it, but we're alright for now. We pulled some wonderful shapes, but we're back on board the motorcycle, getting across the line. Can this put us to the top of the timing sheets? And it can, by 7 tenths of a second. And what would you know, that racing line has gone. We've done the development test, now it's time for us to focus, as we now need to pursue Frankie Morbidelli's time of 1:44.826. And look at teammate Savadori and Espargaro in the top 5 as well. That is fantastic. All 3 Aprilias into the top 10, but it looks like we're going backwards ever so slightly. Zarco has now gone to 4th, and Valentino Rossi at the top of the timing sheets with a 1:44.745. Curb your fanboys and DrAce. But I'm pleased with that one. The 2 Petronas SRT Yamahas at the top of the timing sheet. Was that a factory Yamaha down in the ditch there on the left-hand side of your screen? Not entirely sure. But anyway, move on from that, because we are on a fast lap here and we could be dethroning 2 of the, or at least 1 of the 2 factory Yamahas or Petronas Yamahas up there, as a Taka Nakagami now goes to the top. Now that is a great thing to see. Oh, Rossi's gone down. Binder's now at the top of the timing sheet, and Nakagami, in the midst of all that, has just changed the Petronas SRT team for some reason. Why does the graphic do that? I'll have no idea. But I'm actually getting a little bit ahead of myself, because I don't think they are going to stay there much longer, because we are on a pretty damn decent lap as we go into the hairpin curve for turn 10. Bring on the acceleration, and look at that gap. Ooh, 34 thousandth of a second as Joan Mir responds to the critics, responds to the haters, and puts himself back at the top of the timing sheet. So on the brakes we'll go, going into turn 10, nice and tight to the apex. I can't count, it's turn 11, apologies, as we now go on the left-hand side. Keep it tight to the apex, but don't go over the rumble strip. That's good so far. Keep it tight, keep it tight. Gently bring in the acceleration, and then we can get into the next increment of time. Let's see what happens across the line. We will go. It's going to be a 1:44.877, but that still puts us on the precipice of being eliminated and sent to Q1. That can't work. That's not good enough for me. We need to dig down deep and get ourselves into the top 5 at the least, just to ensure that we won't be beaten. But now going into the left-hander for turn 3. What on earth is that pile-up of motorcycles there? Quartararo entering back onto the track there. Goodness me. I do believe this happened last season, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of riders crashing in Motegi gave us pole position last time, so let's see what can be done, as there's another strewn motorcycle to the left-hand side. I think that was this time as a factory Ducati. What is going on here in this Japanese circuit? We have been pushed out of the top 10 for the 2nd time, I do believe it is. So we need to be very careful now. We have to make sure that we get through and go into Q2, because I really don't want to be going into Q1 to then having to dig down deeper to try and get back through into Q2. But for now, we need to focus on the qualifying itself, or the practice, kind of like a qualifying, as there's more motorcycles down in the ditch there. What on earth is going on? Bikes in the kitty litter, more than there's been on the track. Unbelievable. But now into the hairpin curve. Not as tight as I would have liked. Can we get the acceleration hooked up nicely. We're down by a tenth and a little bit. Ooh, this won't be an improvement. We only need at least a tenth or two just to improve enough to put us into the top top 5, so we can go into Q2. And now onto the right-hand side we go. Alex Rins getting in the way. Alex moving out of the way. No! Oh, Alex Rins, why? That is just carnage. So back to the pits we went and brushed ourselves off a little bit, and also went to see the Clinical Mobile because that was a hefty crash. Can you believe Alex Rins just came on board the track like that? That is ridiculous. Absolutely wild. So now it's time for us to get into the top 5. Soft front, medium rear combination. There's more riders going down. I tell you what, that is so distracting. Watching so many riders just crash and fall off the motorcycles is a joke. I do believe last season when I was in one of these moments where I was trying to qualify, Marquez took me out. I'm sure that happened last season. And I can't believe it's happened again, but this time with Alex Rins. Why? But anyway, we will look past that and we'll continue to push because right now we are up by 1/10 per second in the second split. So this could be exactly what DrAce needed to get through into Q2 directly. I really don't want to be going to Q1 and trying to battle my way through. That'll be for another video. For right now, more carnage, more bikes on the floor, more bikes on just everywhere and not on the track. Unbelievable, but going into the hairpin to the super tight right-hander, we've gone a little bit wide for the 10th corner for the hairpin. Couldn't even speak then. As we bring on the acceleration, we are up by 0.2 of a second, so we do have a good chance of potentially getting into the top. In fact, we never mind getting into the top. We're going to actually get the top time. Look how much time we've got now going into the right-hander for the 90 degrees corner. Up by 0.8, 7/10 still. This could be one heck of a lap, ladies and gentlemen. Prepare yourself for a fantastic lap. Here he comes, the world champion aboard the Aprilia, fresh off the victory last time out in Misano. Across the line we will go, top of the timing sheets with 0.3 to spare. So confirmations on your screen that Grant, Mia, Martin and the rest of them are all moving through to Q2. Well, actually, I'll just double check on the other screen because we're not entirely sure if everyone is going to go through. But has Lorenzo Savadori made it through? Please tell me has. And he has. Absolutely fantastic. Grant Savadori through on board the Aprilias. And I tell you what, where is Bagnaia? Where is Zarco? I can't believe it. Oh, actually, oh, damn it. Bagnaia and Miller coming through from Q1 to Q2. So here we go then. Braking extremely firm for the first corner. Can we get this Aprilia on pole? Back-to-back poles don't come very often for me, and they certainly don't come often for Aprilia, so can we get the job done here today, here in Motegi for the Japanese circuit, and take another pole position of the season? It doesn't look like it's going to happen going into turn 3, a little bit too wide for my liking, as Brad Binder's joined Aprilia now on the left-hand side of your screen. I don't know why that happens, but that looks really strange. But I digress. Braking very firm now for the right-hander for this difficult hairpin. Very tight turn 5. Nicely done, actually. That was very tight to the apex. But we did lose out a little bit of time on turn 3, so we'll see how this affects us in a moment's time. That second split is going to appear on screen any moment now. Up by 5.5 of a second. That is fantastic. Jack Miller, who came from Q1, is currently at the top of the timing sheet with a 1:45.582. And we'll have a battle on our hands to get a potential pole position. Now, it's not vital to get a pole position here in Motegi because I do feel really strong at the circuit. However, I don't know, it would be really nice to get one, but I would take a second row start nonetheless because it's vital that we qualify in the first couple of rows. Granted, as long as we're in the Q2, we should qualify pretty well and we should have a good race from there, but for the time being, it looks like we're going to absolutely decimate the competition. There's not a single rider ahead of us. We have got the track clear to ourselves. No strewn motorcycles in the middle of the track. And now to the left-hand side, going into the tight apex turn 12. A little bit of an eager downshift as we go onto the right-hander for victory corner. Can we be taking victory there in 4 hours' time for the Grand Prix? Who knows, but for the time being, across the line we will go. Top of the timing sheets. 1.1 seconds clear from Miller. A 1:44.438. Fantastic work for the world champion. So let's see what we can do now. Is that going to be it? I don't think it is though, because looking on the left-hand side of your screen, Miller, Morbidelli, Martin and Joan Mir. Look at the former MotoGP world champion. He has got red sectors in every one but the fourth. Let's see what happens when he crosses line any moments now. We're actually up again in the first sector. Of course, as mentioned in the previous lap, we did struggle into the third corner, so we've made up for it. But Joan Mir Where is he going to go? Is he going to take the top spot? Is he going to break the hearts of everyone from Aprilia? Paul Espargaro went to the top. Wow! I didn't see that coming. Paul Espargaro on board the factory Honda has gone to the top of the timing sheets. Joan Mir, he went to the pits? Why? Why did he pit when he had the best... Never mind. Anyway, Jorge Martin, Jack Miller both have a chance of getting into the top position. Who is going to be on pole by the end of this one? I have no idea. We may not, as Paul Espargaro has gone down. Paul has crashed. Unfortunately, he will not be improving on this particular chance, but I'm looking at Jack Miller. My eyes are fixated on the left-hand side of his screen. Actually, Grant is about to get another white sector, but things are different as Jack Miller goes to the top of the timing sheet. The first 143 of the weekend goes to the way of the Australian man, and as he now leads this one with teammate Pecco Bagnaia, both men coming from Q1 have just positioned themselves 1 and 2 by this qualifying session. That is ridiculous. That is fantastic work from the factory Ducati team. There is a reason they are dominating the Constructors' Championship right now, and there's a reason they're winning the Team Championship as well. And look at that lap time. Can you believe it? 2 lap times in a row with just 1/1000th of a second difference. 1/1000th of a second difference. That is unbelievable, but it's not going to get us on that front row. And a front row start is obviously better than a second row start, so let's see what we can produce. Onto the left hand side, we'll go for turn 3. Nice and a little bit wide there. I wanted to go tighter, but I guess it's not too bad for getting that line in there to get the wider entry, but either way is actually alright. But actually, never mind about that. Digress, because we're up by 10th and a little bit already into the first split. Now onto the right hand side, a massive moment that has lost us a tremendous amount of time. And that was the big one, because we have no more laps remaining after this one. Miller's just gone down, so he won't be improving upon his lap time, so it's down to us to improve. Pecco Bagnaia is looking like he has a chance. Paul Espargaro with a couple of orange sectors in the first 2. In fact, he's just gone into the pit somehow, but anyway, we'll have this lap, that's it, that 1 lap to do it. Although we were up by a few tenths of a second, we might have a chance to get a bit eager on the acceleration and fly off the motorcycle. Qualifying has ended. Miller takes pole, Bagnaia in second, Espargaro third, and Grant will be starting from the second row, 4th place, so it's the best spot on the second row. And now we are in prime position for a chance at victory here tonight at 6 PM for the Motegi Grand Prix. So upon that note, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know in the comment section down below. If you really enjoyed, hit the like button and subscribe as well, and I will see you in 4 hours time for the Grand Prix. Thanks for watching, guys, and ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.